for the gameplay. It's frustrating. It's a very frustrating style. He definitely cleaned up his act for anybody who happens to wonder about his general behavior. Like, you know, when I first met him, it was a little bit odd, but as time progressed, he was better. Like, his behavior overall was good because, yeah, so don't throw a lot of hate at Awesome if you happen to meet him at one time prior or just know him from being that guy who timed out Rain. Like, we'll never forget because it took about 40 minutes of my life.
We got a better way to spend some time.
We got a better way to spend it, right? Like, winners finals of doubles on full screen eventually for y'all. Well, let's smile at the camera first. There we go.
We're coming right into it. LingLing and Ralphie back on the sticks, and this time fighting off against Light and Don. This is an incredibly different play style that we're going to be seeing LingLing and Ralphie fight off against.
Oh, yeah. Because before what we saw was like a bit of passive aggression, trying to gimp and all that stuff. What we're going to see here is a lot of really good team follow-ups and aggro. Because
unbridled aggression.
Yes. Light actually managing to just delay that, like falling down long enough to not die to that umbrella. But as you can already see here, the damage on board is actually going to go to Green Team. Because the Blue Team had the relatively large percent lead there, but
it's very easy for Blue Team to contest stage control and Green Team to break that apart. So I feel like controlling Final Destination is barely going to be a factor of this match. It's really going to be about who can close out these stocks, because we know if Light's given any room to breathe, he's going to turn a combo into it. Don is going to be well aware so that he can try to get the follow-up. But Green Team hasn't been seen in a situation where they can put those pieces together. We finally see a stock close out on Blue Team's side and immediately followed up. We're back to square one.
Yeah, nice patience and composure on their part, just to make sure that they didn't let that get out of hand. All you need is just those simple grabs, just simplicity. It's fine. A grab into an up smash works. You see a lot of people go for these long extended combos for what? Like, if you go for the fancy stuff and you don't get the stock, then what's the point?
Exactly.
But you know, right now fundamentals work pretty well, but they have taken a lot of damage since Blue Team has gotten back onto the stage. And just like that, another stock sealed. So even though it's been relatively good on Green Team when it comes to breaking up situations, they've been taking a lot of damage for it. And Ralphie,
is he going to be able to? He goes for the YOLO stock.
That was smart. That was really smart, because the fact that he's going to blow that stock off, now they're forced into the last two stock situation with Don on kill percent, and Light's going to have to be forced to go into a 2v1 situation if they can manage to seal it out.
Blue Team has been able to turn all this unbridled aggression that Green Team brings to the table into an overwhelming amount of damage pressure. Just off the basis that hits are flying left and right, they're able to contest Green Team well. And I'm not sure how it happened, but there goes Don's last stock, and Light's sitting in the 2v1, a very dangerous 2v1 at that.
Yes, accidentally grabbing his teammate right there. And this is what Light needs. He needs to he has to break up their situation as much as possible. He is very, very good at doubles. Being down 2v1, but so are both of the players on screen that he's fighting against. So if he can keep his composure and not overcommit to stuff like that, then he should be able to sit this out. Wow, and he's very much making this still possible. If he can get rid of Ralphie's stock, well, he got rid of Ralphie's stock.
Just like that.
Oh my god, and Light actually might make this run back. He's down 101% to LingLing. If LingLing could keep his composure, trying to snap out that jump with that fair, but how? Explain this to me, break this down. How were we here again?
So, stocks flew. Stocks flew like the wind. Blue Team made a very interesting adaptation very early on that led us to this point, and I feel like that was them keeping their game very well grounded. We didn't see Ralphie doing a lot of full hop to chase in the air. We didn't see LingLing doing a lot of float cancels to extend his own combos. It was a lot control center stage, keep it low, don't give them the opportunity to contest. But nonetheless, it's brought us to the situation where Light's doing a very good job of defending his own percentage. Meanwhile, LingLing sitting at 76% in counting, and he's only building it more every time he comes himself back to the ledge.
I just want to throw this out there. I think pretty sure that trade was like the first percent that Light has taken since he got rid of Ralphie's stock. This might actually be, oh my god, okay. So he went off stage. I thought that was going to be a downer until up smash confirmed, but putting it back off stage, putting a lot of pressure on, trying to bait a get up. And he doesn't punish the F smash at the ledge. It's very, that's not necessarily the most punishable move. This forward throw's not going to kill yet, but I don't know how this man is doing this. He's legitimate doubles got nice buffer and gets the jump, and Light gets the 2v1 comeback down 3 stocks versus Ling and Ralphie.
I was able to feel the micro
What in
pop
hell?
off.
Can you
of
give
that.
us camera, please? Can you give us camera, please? Can you give us camera, please? Hold on 1 second. Light is busted in doubles. Light is the best Fox in doubles. I don't give a damn what y'all say. Other than maybe Larry Lur. He's insane.
I don't know.
That was stupid.
He puts up more consistency than Larry in teams.
Yeah, like, bruh, did you see that? Like, I'm not blind, right? I just saw it like what everybody else just saw, right? How in the hell?
An amazing comeback.
I think that might have unfortunately been the one detrimental time where we saw the not practice between Ling and Ralphie. Like, they had the 2v1 situation against a player who's extremely good at being in that pressure situation and knows how to break up teams. They didn't have the ability to seal that out because maybe just inconsistency, no practice, like not really knowing what they were going to go for, or just Light playing out of his mind. Like, I'm just
That's a very real possibility right then and there. This man is known for like being completely absent of fear. He will go for the rawest of options, the most ethereal of play style. He just goes in like an animal, and you can't account for that because he'll press the buttons, and the buttons may not seem the smartest, but if it's working, and he puts thought into it, it's not like he's just mindlessly rubbing his fingers across the controllers. There is thought behind it, but it's to such a level, you can't really predict that.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And nice conversion on Ralphie there to seal that stock with the finishing touch. But Light immediately getting back in there to seal that out and not dying off of Link's recovery. Okay, so how to turn disadvantage into advantage in like a split second. Well, like you said, it seems like a cliche thing to say, but Fox has really good buttons to press, and Light's really good at throwing out the great frame data and the great advantageous hitboxes in those situations. Finally losing his stock to Ling's fair and center stage. I don't like every guess that I've made about blue team's plan. It just gets blown up every once in a while by green team. What do you think? What do you think so far?
Blue team's just trying to keep a consistent composure. Like, they're playing with their cards very close to their chest. They're not overcommitting to any plays. And you'll notice it's LingLing who's actually going for the more aggressive, I wouldn't say random, but definitely more risky plays. And I feel like that's more akin to the fact that he knows the play styles of these players much more. Ralphie's playing off of what he knows by the game and off of his own neutral. He doesn't know the habits of Don. He doesn't fully understand how Light operates in neutral, or at least not nearly as well as LingLing does.
Yeah, Ralphie has had the ability, like he has taken a game set off of Light before in the past, but that's in a 1v1 situation. Nice on Ling to seal out that stock there. That was very much needed because blue team needs to hold these stock leads like this and hopefully win into 2v1 like we saw before, because I think if they go to 1v1 like across the board with 4 stocks, green team has shown that they have the ability to seal it out like better than blue team at the moment.
Right.
And are we going to... Okay, so Don barely living off of that cross slash. And once again, blue team trying to force into a 3 stock versus 1 situation against Light. Hopefully it can seal out Light stock first before that situation occurs. Never mind, now we're at a dead even time.
Really smart micromanagement of space right there. We saw Ling just dip deep below the stage, float cancel just long enough so that Ralphie can get himself back on with the shared stock. And sitting at 102, as you mentioned earlier, LingLing can hold the stock fantastically. So to be able to manage at this deficit, especially with a team kill where green team just blows up, things looking more in favor of blue team. Their stock's actually just exploded.
Wait, who killed who?
So I see a nice little -1 under there for Light.
I see a dash attack, and I saw in there, and I saw green team kind of just explode off in 2 different directions, and I don't actually know who killed who. That was... All right, so good stuff on blue team. Managing to seal that out from what looked like a very bad situation upcoming when they were able to seal out Ralphie stock and Ling behind 100%.
They did a good job of not exploding, and that's all they really needed to do, because I feel like that might be the overall thought process that needs to go into winning this set. Just don't die. And it sounds silly to say it as plainly as that, but when you have so much raw aggression being forced upon you, just trying to avoid it to the best of your ability or turn it against the team itself will work in your favor, as we already see Game 2 done and over with.
No, I actually agree with that too, because like for the most part in doubles, you want to think, okay, let's get our follow-ups, let's be smooth, let's make sure we do well in terms of stage control. In this particular situation, though, it's like, okay, live as long as possible, hope to get the proper trade, and hope to get the follow-up, because stocks are so precious in this best of 3, I believe.
Yeah,
like
this is winners finals.
Yeah, winners finals. Like every single stock is so precious because any one of these players on screen is able to like make it disappear in a half a second. And right now, green team off a pretty good start, kind of forcing, like kind of bottlenecking blue team there, just smothering them a little bit. And still, even now, like they were kind of pushing them off. There's a lot of trades just going on. It's pretty even percent, but for the most part, green team kind of has the like relative pressure lead. Finally able to get backed off, and blue team getting a little bit more stage control.
Looking fairly par of the course for, as we saw through games 1 and 2, it's a lot of blue team just trying to force some sort of stage control, but it gets broken so quickly. But thanks to how well blue team's able to improvise on their combos, we see that LingLing's trying to go for these kills with Parasol. We see that Ralphie's maintaining his limit for when he absolutely knows he could use it, and holding it really well while LingLing manages to drop first stock on blue team.
Yeah, it's the first time pretty much all day that we've seen Ling lose his stock right away, and a very, very rare missed tech on Light's part. He does not normally miss techs ever. But LingLing able to get that edge guard, and unfortunately Ralphie's going to lose the stock in the process too. And Don actually with the stock lead here too. Don is an underrated stock tank as well. When the situation comes to the right time, he will hold on as long as possible and let Light play as much. Oh my god!
Right now, Don has just chosen to take the seat as the designated cloud killer, because this is the second stock off of Ralphie that he's taken with very little effort. He's just moved into the right proper situations with excellent edge guards, and I feel like that's most important to being able to nullify blue team's sense of movement. If you could force them to the ledge in a situation where they have to use their resources and become a lot more manageable, suddenly blue team loses a lot of the finesse behind the two characters they present, and Don is just going in.
Okay, Don is the MVP of like this game 3 right now. Like he's playing legitimately out of his mind. And right now, Ralphie's down to his last stock and immediately reads the tech in place, gets the down smash, and all of a sudden LingLing forced into a 2v1 situation behind 4 stocks. Now I did say earlier, Ling did pull this off one time against Ralphie and Fierce Tame. I don't know if it's going to be any, I don't know. But when you've got like the speed of Fox to be able to kind of break up your combos as quick as he can, unfortunately a little bit of team communication there. That definitely looked like it was going to be a much longer extension. But
Light just wants to press his buttons. He wants to end this stock. He does not want to give LingLing the opportunity to bring things back, as he's slowly showing he can.
Yeah, right now it's relatively good stage positioning on green team still, just kind of burying him in the corner, now behind 101%. And forcing him off stage, he's throwing out the raw stab smashes to like, get off me. Now this is going to be a forced regrab. Didn't go for it. Light loves going for perfect pivot down smashes on regrabs. Like he'll play perfect spacing to punish you on a roll, punish you on a jump, or perfect pivot you holding ledge too long. He's very good at ledge trapping with Fox. And surprisingly, a lot of team miscommunication between green team, but it's okay. Just keep take a page out of Mario's book. Keep throwing out up smash.
It's going to work eventually.
Eventually, it's going to hit.
And with a very dominant performance in Game 3, Don and Light secure their spot in Grand Finals.
Yeah, from what started at the beginning of that set, being very much blue team's favor, where they had their juggles, they had the stage control, they had the pressure, and Don barely got to play in that first game.
No, yeah, he was completely smothered by blue team, and even his own teammate was sort of covering everywhere that he would move. And I feel like somewhere along the way, Light realized that he needs to try and like focus some of his aggression purely onto that team. Just don't let it rock.
When he won the 2v1 down 3 stocks.